welcome back to A Safe Place. If you're new here, my name is Mariah and I am so glad that you are here. We are currently going through the book of Genesis during the Lenten season of 2026 if you are trying to watch in real time. And we basically go through 2 chapters a day, Monday through Friday from now until Easter. Today we're getting into chapter 8 and we'll hear from the old me first. And then come back, talk a little bit about it, and then jump right back into chapter 9. You'll be able to pause this and watch chapter 9 later if that is something that you're interested in. But for now, let's see what's happening in chapter 8.
But God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed. The rain from the heavens was restrained, and the waters receded from the earth continually. At the end of 150 days, the waters had abated. And in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. And the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made, and sent forth a raven. It went to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him, to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set her foot, and she returned to him to the ark, for the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her, and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, and she did not return to him anymore. In the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. Then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, you and your wife, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you of all flesh, birds and animals, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, that they may swarm on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that moves on the earth, went out by families from the ark. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in his heart, "I will never again curse the ground because of man. For the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I never again strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease."
I just love that Noah immediately worships the Lord at the end of that. The flood was an awesome display of God's power. It shows us that he cares about sin and he will judge it, and his wrath must be satisfied. It also shows us that he currently deals with us with mercy. This mercy points us to the cross, where Jesus satisfied the Father's wrath for the sins of his people. This is the only way we can truly experience God's grace and mercy for all of eternity. The flood also shows us that we need to trust God in the dark nights of lonely silence. We will face difficult times. We may go up and down with the waves of life, unsure of what will happen next. In those times, God has not abandoned us. He is with us, watching over us, and he will accomplish his righteous plans for our situation. Like Noah, we can persevere in our trust in him. Where do you maybe need to let go of control and trust in God's sovereign plan? Maybe there's an area of your life where you need to accept his mercy. Remember, his mercies are new every morning. We don't have to sit in the shame of our past. We actually get to live as new creations, washed by the water and covered by his blood. All right, let's get into chapter 9.
And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the heavens, upon everything that creeps on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. And as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. And for your lifeblood I will require a reckoning. From every beast I will require it, and from man. From his fellow man I will require a reckoning for the life of man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image. And you, be fruitful and multiply, increase greatly on the earth and multiply in it. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, Behold, I establish my covenant with you and your offspring after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and every beast on the earth with you, as many as came out of the ark. It is for the every beast of the earth. I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant that I make between you and me and every living creature that is with you, for all future generations. I have set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth and the bow is seen in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth.
The sons of Noah who went forth from the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the people of the whole earth were dispersed. Noah began to be a man of the soil, and he planted a vineyard. He drank of the wine and became drunk, and lay uncovered in his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brothers outside. Then Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it on both their shoulders, and walked backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. Their faces were turned backward, and they did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his youngest son had done to him, he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be to his brothers. He also said, Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth, and let him dwell in the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. All the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Noah and his family are still in the ark. The rains have been pounding the earth for 40 days, but now the time has come for the rains to stop, and for Noah and his family to leave the ark and come back to dry ground. After leaving the ark, God gives Noah's family the same command he gave to Adam and Eve back in the beginning of Genesis: be fruitful and multiply. Along with this command, God makes a covenant with Noah and his descendants. He promises to never again wipe out all of humanity with a flood. God seals this promise with a sign, a rainbow. Now the bow in the sky was meant to be seen as a warrior's bow. But if the arch of the rainbow formed the arch of the bow, the arrow would fly right into heaven. And that is the point God is making. He is saying a time will come when punishment won't come down upon the earth, but will fall upon God himself as a supreme act of mercy. Then right after God gives this promise, we see something similar. As there was a division between Adam and Eve's children in the Garden of Eden, there is a division between Noah's children after the flood. Ham is cursed because he sees his father's nakedness. Now exactly what happened is hard to tell. It at least involved Ham seeing his father naked and spreading his father's shame outside the tent by telling his brothers. But at most, it could be a euphemism for a sexual act of incest. Whatever the reason for his actions, a curse comes upon him. By contrast, however, a blessing is given to one of his brothers, a guy named Shem, which means the remnant God had promised would come through Shem. This blessing proves to be sovereignly placed because in the Gospel of Luke in the New Testament, we read the genealogy of Jesus. And whose name do we see? Shem, the son of Noah. Jesus is the one who fulfills the blessing Noah gave to his sons. Jesus completes the mission given to Noah and his family after the flood. They were supposed to fill the earth with the image of God, but sin continued to spread instead. However, when Jesus saves an individual, he makes them into his image. Through his Christians and his church, Jesus is covering the world with God's image. Jesus is also the fulfillment of the promise made with the rainbow. On the cross, the punishment we deserved fell upon Jesus instead of us. The bow turned toward heaven. How beautiful is that? I have cried over that multiple times, I know, because it hits me sometimes, and it'll hit me when I see a rainbow. And I just love the fact that, like, we still see them. See, I'm gonna cry. It's just like, I just love that we get that reminder every time that we see a rainbow of God's promises, you know, of what he has done for us and what he will do for us. So I hope that you're encouraged today to look for all the ways that God is reminding you of his promises I hope you have the absolute most blessed day, and I will see you back here tomorrow for chapters 10 and 11.